first, a topic that many of us can relate to, infertility. Now, it's typically considered a women's health issue, but it's more common in men than you might think. Dr. Lora Shahine is a reproductive endocrinologist here in Seattle, and she's here to offer some insight on male infertility. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me, Amity.
We are so always delighted to talk to you because you have so much knowledge on this subject. How does infertility look different between men and women?
Well, I think it can present in a different way. Certainly you assume that it's a couple that might be trying to conceive. In women, infertility can show up as something symptomatic, like irregular menstrual cycles, miscarriages, which is a different type of infertility.
Right.
And in men, it can be silent. So they can have infertility. It's very common, but they might not realize it.
So how common is it then?
Well, 1 in 6 couples who are trying to conceive will unfortunately struggle and be diagnosed with infertility, and 50% of the time there's a male factor component within the struggle.
Okay, so that's pretty common then.
It really is.
So no need to feel bad or embarrassed by these types of things. Why don't we talk about this more?
Oh my gosh, fertility and infertility is steeped in shame, and it has been. What we're taught in middle school and in health class is that we are fertile and we should fear getting pregnant before we're ready. But when you struggle, you feel like I must be the only one because we don't talk about it enough.
We don't. We don't talk about those things. And there was, I mean, it felt like, especially with women, in the years past, when I hear my grandmother talking about a miscarriage or something that she went through, I mean, she was made to feel like she had done something wrong.
Absolutely. It's a woman's fault, you know. What did you do wrong? Even the term miscarry. You didn't carry the pregnancy correctly.
Never even thought about that. Let's change the name on that one.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about men's male infertility. How is it diagnosed? How is it treated?
Well, get the semen analysis. It's, it is a really simple, inexpensive test. There's a lot of resistance from guys sometimes to get it. And you can have had children or pregnancies in the past. You might have no symptoms or difficulties with trying, but you could still have a low sperm count, and it's definitely something to check on.
Yeah, and it's easy. It's an easy thing. I don't understand why we aren't talking, why this isn't actually a part of just in general. When you're trying to get pregnant, as a woman, you go to the gynecologist, you ask them, hey, how am I looking? Why isn't it as normal for men to try to do the same?
Well, there is some argument that men might be recommended to get a semen analysis every once in a while because your reproductive health can reflect your overall health. Like some of the causes of low sperm count and male fertility can be chronic illnesses that can be silent, like diabetes or other illnesses. So I mean, that's definitely not routine to get a semen analysis as a health checkup, but we just really should stop being so resistant to it.
Okay. What are some misconceptions about male factor infertility?
Just assumptions, just lots of, oh, I've caused a pregnancy in the past, therefore I'm sure my boys are fine. Just the feeling and assumption that fertility is always the woman's fault. And so I'm sure that I don't have to worry about anything. It's just a lot of assumptions. And so I would just say if you're thinking about it, if you're struggling and it's not happening, just see a physician, ask for basic testing. Just don't make assumptions.
Okay. We've also heard a lot about these microplastics and fertility. Should we be worried about that? And kind of to explain where microplastics come from, these are just when we use a product that may have microplastics in it and it gets in our body, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, whenever I see something that says seasoned with sea salt, I'm like, oh great, it's full of microplastics. Like, well, they're just everywhere and it's in the ocean, right? So you can't avoid it. It's something to be aware of.
But don't freak out?
No, I mean, I think that we can make really safe choices to decrease toxins in our home, you know, choosing fragrance-free laundry detergent. That is something that the next time you buy laundry detergent, you could choose, right? So little things, awareness, but it's a part of overall nutrition, exercise, sleep, managing stress. It's thinking about environmental toxins and what you can do to decrease them.
Okay.
And not just while you're trying to get pregnant. Like, we think about it when we're buying products for babies or our kids, but it affects everyone.
Our pets.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I had a horrible story I won't even share with you right now that had to do with laundry detergent and pets. So, you know, it's important to remember that, our pets too. We've also heard it's important to find community. Someone you and I know both very well, she was going through infertility, and it was so important for her to have that community and that support.
Yeah.
Why is that so key?
Well, we can blame ourselves. We can really start a cycle of shame when it comes to miscarriage and infertility. And being able to find a community to share stories and find support is so important. That's one of the reasons I do so much on social media, and I have my podcast, Baby or Bust. And I recommend to my patients and my community another wonderful resource called Fertility Out Loud. It's a platform and a community where people can find resources, including a texting service called Fertility Outreach, where you can actually text with fertility coaches.
Oh, I love
just
that.
to ask those questions that sometimes you can't get into your doctor fast enough.
Before I let you go, and you mentioned this before, we were talking about we're going into health class and we're told how to not get pregnant. I got to ask you, your thoughts on the FDA's approval of over-the-counter birth control pills for women. What do we think of this?
Finally!
Okay. Yeah.
So this medication was actually approved as a birth control in 1973.
Okay.
It's a progesterone-only birth control pill. So a lot of the worries that people have about birth control pills are really due to a lot of the estrogen side effects.
Got
and this
it.
is only progesterone. It is, 93% effective if you're using it perfectly. Over 100 countries have over-the-counter birth control pills, so we really are behind the times. And in this setting of real threats to reproductive rights, allowing people to find something that they can get online or in the drugstore, which I understand isn't going to be available until early 2024.
Okay.
But the fact that it's been approved,
And then it's coming.
it's coming finally.
Wonderful. It is great news. I'm so happy to hear it. Thank you so much for this. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. We don't get you over here enough, so please come back anytime.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, Amity.